There's several moments that stand out for me in 1989. I was not in Eastern Europe at the time, so I didn't personally experience any of the great events. But I think the great moment for me was the opening of the borders of Hungary, looking back on it, at least. Because you might say also the election in Poland on June 4th. Something that I would be interested in seeing would be how, for example, the election in Poland was played off in the American newspapers in comparison to Tiananmen Square, which happened at the same time. How much space was given to Tiananmen Square, how much space was given to the Polish election. But for me, it's an Hungarian evolution that led to the opening of their borders is a very significant aspect of the revolutions of 1989, because one of my basic points about 1989 in Eastern Europe is the fact that the Eastern Europeans actually are the ones who made a good deal of the revolution. There are a lot of explanations given why 1989 occurred. Gorbachev facilitated it, Ronald Reagan facilitated it, economic change, economic insufficiency of the East European economies. But my view is that one of the most important elements, which is not emphasized very much, is the actual operations of East European events, especially in Poland with Solidarity. Solidarity started before Reagan, Gorbachev, or what have you, and there had been similar events in Poland before that, but Solidarity was not part of the larger international arena when it started in 1980. And in Hungary, the communist government had been making reforms starting early in the 80s, joining the IMF, the World Bank, changing their banking system, a lot of technical reforms, and then reformers in the party came to power by the end of the 80s, and it's they who made the first big crack in the Iron Curtain by permitting people to cross over into Austria, East Germans, and whereupon they went to West Germany. So I think that's a pretty big moment, the opening of the borders there. It's the real, we talk about the fall of the Berlin Wall, of course, naturally a very important event, as if it were the walls come tumbling down, the collapse of communism as symbolized by that wall. But it's actually the Hungarians who really were the first ones to open it up. And that supports, in my mind, my argument that whereas other issues are important, it's the East Europeans who made these changes in this revolution.